Hello my loves, it's Simply Obsessed and welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build featuring the Tiny Living stuff pack that was released a couple days ago. So yesterday I shared a happy little house. I created a cute little yellow house in the suburbs in Willow Creek. Today I have a tiny house that is situated in the desert. So this modern mini is situated in Oasis Springs on a 20 by 15 lot, and this home is a tier 3 tiny house. So for those of you who are not familiar with the different tiers of tiny homes, with the Tiny Living stuff pack there are 3 different tiers for tiny houses. A tier 1 is a home that has 32 tiles or less. That's considered a micro mini. A tier 2 home is one that is 64 tiles or less, and a tier 3 home is a house that is 100 tiles or less. This house that I'm sharing with you guys today is a tier 3 home. I can't remember the exact amount of tiles that I use, but rest assured this home features no more than 100 tiles. And if you want to add my modern mini home to your gameplay, you can do that because it is available in the Sims 4 gallery. Like always, I'll leave a link to this home's gallery posting in the description box below. So if you want to add it to your gameplay, just check out the description box, and there you will find a link that will take you directly to my modern minis gallery posting. So yeah, for this home, it has the fast internet lot trait and the homey lot trait, and it also has the lighten the load and feeling fine all the time lot perks that come along with this house being a tier 3 tiny home. So lighten the load lowers bills, and feeling fine all the time allows happy, inspired, and focus buffs to last twice as long. So you got a nice little house here. You're going to be feeling good, feeling happy. You're going to have lower bills. You're going to feel comfortable and cozy in your homey home, and you're going to have fast internet, which I think is always an awesome lot trait to add to any build, because yeah, I love the fast internet trait. I think it helps with your writing skill and a couple other skills as well. So I always like to add the fast internet trait. My inspiration for this build came from I can't speak today. My inspiration for this build came from Pinterest. Goodness gracious. The inspiration came from Pinterest. I don't have an exact blueprint that I was inspired by. I looked at a couple tiny houses and I gathered bits and pieces, a couple things that I liked here and there, and I am happy with the end result. I'm loving these tiny house builds because it does not take me forever to build a house. I'm really indecisive, so sometimes it could take me upwards of 3 hours to build a home. With these tiny homes, I'm pretty much done in like 90 minutes, so that feels really good. I love being able to create a functional space in a short amount of time, and I love how I'm not super stressed out worrying about layouts, because you don't have a lot of space to begin with, and the layout sort of builds itself. You kind of figure that out a lot easier when you're working with a tiny home. And yeah, I love this house. It's really modern. I wanted it to feel modern and comfortable and cozy, so I added lots of candles, and there's some artwork that you'll see a little later in the video. For the kitchen area, I decided to use a full-size fridge. In the happy little yellow house that I shared yesterday, I used a mini fridge. In this home, I wanted to use a full-size fridge because, I don't know, I just wanted to do something different. I didn't want every tiny home that I create to have a mini fridge, so I just wanted to use a regular size one, and I love how it matches the stove. I used the countertops from the Island Living expansion pack. I chose not to add cabinets because I felt like it would make the house feel really closed in. It's small to begin with, so you don't want to add too many bits and pieces where you feel like kind of claustrophobic. You want to be able to feel like you have a little bit of room, so I avoided adding cabinets. This time around, I did did use the Murphy bed. In my little yellow house, I did not use a Murphy bed. I had an actual bedroom that featured a twin size bed. But for this home, I wanted to showcase the Murphy bed, and I love it. It is so cool. I love having the ability to have some extra space by just pushing it up, and then your Sims could have a whole bunch of space. They can do whatever they want in their little house. They don't have to try to figure out how to maneuver. They can just like move around freely. Just put the bed up and bam, they've got extra space. I love the Murphy beds. I wish we had bunk beds, but hopefully that will come at a later date. I don't see the Sims 4 franchise existing without bunk beds at all. I think it's gonna happen. The Tiny Living stuff pack would have been a great time to introduce bunk beds, but it is what it is. I'm happy with the Murphy beds. In The Sims 3, I loved having them in my apartments because you can lift them up and have extra space. So I'm happy with the Murphy beds, and I'm happy with pretty much everything that came with the Tiny Living stuff pack. I love the style of the furniture. I love the Murphy beds. I love how we have 3-in-1s now. So the TV stand that you see in the corner next to the microwave, that's also a bookshelf and a radio. I love the 3-in-1 aspect of a lot of the items that came with Tiny Living, and it's just a really fun pack. I can't really name a favorite stuff pack before Tiny Living, but I can honestly say that this is turning into one of my favorite stuff packs. It's usually hard for me to name a favorite. I can name my favorite expansion pack, I can name my favorite game pack, but for stuff packs I'm always like at a loss. But I can honestly say that Tiny Living is becoming has become my favorite stuff pack because I love how it allows your builds to have a different vibe, and it's a fun little challenge using a limited amount of space. And I love doing room builds, especially bedrooms. So this whole tiny build situation is really giving me a lot of inspiration because I love doing room builds. I love working with a limited amount of space, and now that we have an official tiny house system, I love being able to transform a tiny space and turn it into something livable, and it's just fun. I'm enjoying it so far. I really am. I will have a couple more tiny builds for you guys, and I am going to throw in an apartment makeover using some of the items from Tiny Living because I think the apartments that we have aren't really large. Like we have, the penthouses, but there are some tiny apartments, and I would love to transform them using the new objects that we have. And where are we? Okay, so right here, I'm working on the little entryway. I add some candles. I added a full-size mirror because there is a dresser, but I didn't add a full-size mirror, and it'd be kind of hard for your Sims to see what they look like when they're done getting dressed without a full-size mirror. So I threw that in by the entryway. My favorite part of this house has to be the bathroom, and that is because I found a way to make it look good and function without going crazy while doing so. The shower I used in the bathroom came from Discover University, and it's like a one-tile shower that basically has the shower head and the drain and the faucets. I used it in my tiny yellow house, and I was kind of stumped during that build because I didn't know how to make the bathroom look good, but I love the bathroom in this build. I finally figured it out, and I love how that shower looks. It goes with the whole tiny living theme, the Tiny Living vibe, and I'm just super proud of that bathroom. So I think that has to be my most favoriteest part of this build. Now a little later you're gonna see me start on the landscaping, but I cut all that out, and you're going to see me starting the landscaping, but I'm going to go right into the screenshots for this house because landscaping I think is kind of boring and it's very tedious, and you don't want to see me swapping out plants and terrain paint and all that. So once I start working on the landscaping, you guys will see the pictures of this build, and then that'll be it for this video. I think it's coming up pretty soon, so let me wrap this up. Yeah, it's coming up here. So thank you so much for watching. watching today's video. I hope that you like this build. Like I said earlier, if you want to add it to your gameplay, be sure to check out the description box below, because there you'll find a link that will take you directly to this modern minis gallery posting. I love you all. You all are amazing. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to receive upload notifications for my future uploads. And I'll talk to you lovely, amazing, just spectacular people in my next video. Have a good day, guys. Bye.